You'd probably never guess looking round. But I'm a bit of a hoarder. I hang on to things. All sorts of things. You never know when you might need them. You never know when you might need that one screw that you can't find anywhere else. Or someone else might need it. A charger. Got no idea what it was a charger for. Still in the bag. But one day, someone will be looking for that and I'll be able to let them have one. I've no idea what that is. But it's probably useful to somebody, somewhere. I do know what that is. That's for cleaning the heads on cassette tapes. I don't know anyone who still uses cassette tapes, but if I come across someone, they'll be glad of the stuff to clean them. I hang on to all sorts of things because you just never know. It will be useful to someone. I've tried giving it away, but nobody wants it. Maybe I should take the hint. Maybe I should pack it all up and just take it to the recycle centre and get rid of it. But then, where would you find a one of those when someone came looking for one? So I hang on to it, just in case. It's not just things, it's not just stuff. Clothes as well, I hang on to them. I've got a wardrobe full of clothes that don't fit. But I hang on to them because at one time they did fit. And I'm sure one day I'll get down to a reasonable size where they'll fit once again. To be honest, I don't think I'll ever get to that size. But I hang on to them as a sign of hope that one day I will. Listening to that gospel today, the story, the parable of the talents, I feel a little guilty about all the stuff that I've accumulated and hang on to. But I hang on to it just the same.
For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2 talents, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered, and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gathered where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it to him which hath 10 talents. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
I still hang on to things because you never know when you might use them. Some things, like that, I hope I never find a use for, but I still hang on to it. Sentimental, I suppose. Although why I'm sentimental about that, I don't know. But it's not just stuff that I hang on to. There's all sorts of other things as well. Experiences. I collect them, but as we all do, and I hang on to them. And friendships. I've got a few really good friends. I've got lots of acquaintances. Being a priest puts you in a position where you can meet lots of people. You get to meet people that you wouldn't otherwise meet. You see, they're the talents that I think the parable is talking about. Not so much our physical possessions, our stuff, our money, but what enriches us. And what enriches me more than anything else really is my experiences. Some of them I've sought out, some of them have just happened, some of them I probably would have avoided if I could have. These are the things that enrich my life. These are the things that give life, help me appreciate life. I think these are the talents that the gospel's talking about. Anything that enriches us, anything that puts us in a position where we can be of help, of assistance to somebody else. That's the talents that we're called to share. Little pause. Maybe that idea of experience being something to do with our talents. Maybe that's behind that line, each according to their ability. We are enriched by our experience and we are called to share of that experience. I don't know, maybe there's something in that. As for all this lot, maybe I should just take it up to the recycle centre. Wouldn't that be like putting money in a bank and at least getting the interest back? But I'm not ready to do that. Not yet. I think my junk has a greater value sitting around here. It has a greater value because one day someone will come looking for something and I'll be able to hand it over to them. But that's not the value. The value to me is that while I've got all this junk here, that, let's face it, is really of no use to anyone, it gives me an opportunity to keep looking for people who could use it, so that I can say, oh, I've got the very thing that you need. Not so that I can get rid of some of the junk at last, but as a prompt, as something to encourage me to keep looking for the needs of those I encounter, so that I can reach out. I can share of the talents that I have, whatever those talents may be.